Okay, yeah, watch as I bring this area down. You can see that it refits right here. See, look at as it let's take a zoom in. This is sitting up here. I simply drop it down to here, and you can see it lining up here. And then you see how it matches around. Even here. Like that. Let's take a look at it back here. Okay, so let's look at it one more time. I move this to here, and you can see that things match up in here. Up to here. And then I think it goes more. You know, it starts fitting in here. And then you look up at here. And you see Florida is right fitting. What this used to be, Florida is now part of. And this is really complicated for me to explain and show. So you gotta bear with me, please, as I try to make sense of this for us. Okay, so you got Florida here. This is a confusing pattern, but you see this right here. The one thing is the I thing right here. This is usually what I guide myself with by making line matches with it. See, and it kind of looks like this runs this way like that, so it jumps into there. Florida is right here. Cuba is now this part of South America. You can see where the relationship between Cuba and this feature right here. So you could tell that these are also the same, but I don't want to confuse us yet. Maybe I should back out on this one. It might be easier. Okay, yeah. As this comes in here, you see this. See how it fits in there? They're the same shape right here. And then the white area also triangular eye fitting in right here. Whew, man, this is really difficult. This is a lot of stress. Okay, so we're up to this point. Then you can see the Gulf of Mexico. See how it fits into there. The Mississippi Delta. But actually you can see that this triangle area right here, oh, this is so hard for me to do. You can see that these features are lining up now as this lines up, and you can see that each one of these kind of seems to be related to this triangle thing. As I bring it in, see how it lines up, and then it comes over to here and lines up. See how it lines up again? And then, okay, so you're here now. You can see this thumb looking thing and this thumb thing and this. Look how this swoops over. There. Now the thumb's lined up, and then you got this. Let me take a step back. Like that. Yeah, see how it. You can even see that this part fits in here. Like that. There. It drops down. You can see how there's multiple images of that triangle. And then you finally get to this one and it fits there. The Great Lakes are right here. Take a step out so I don't get too confused. And you can see that this process is reoccurring there. You can see that the Mississippi right here is related to this feature. With that eye right there, and it fits in, and then it comes over here. Okay, this is where I need. Okay, now we're getting to the curvature here. Right here, see how it's distorting? So what I do now is I take a straight on shot of this area and then continue to line it up in here for accuracy. Okay, see, here's the shot that I was using. See how it's distorted right here? Here's the new shot, straight on. Okay, let me just kind of recap this so I can get back to where I was. This was here. Cuba was here. That's right. See how Cuba fits into here? That eye, this triangle thing is like what gets my attention. You can see how Cuba fits into that eye thing, fits into there. So it's down here now. I just want to get back to where I was. God, this is complicated. So confusing too, on top of everything. So basically Florida ends up, okay. Oh. Okay, so fuck, tired already. I just woke up. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Okay, so here we go. Okay, with this new overlay, I want to show you. Here's the background of North America. You can see how it just simply matches right up. And if you're not sure, you can see that there's this round circular area right here. You just simply line it up with that and it fits even better from here to here, like that. You can see that this is the result, that North America's features are the result of being pulled away from South America. That's why the Mississippi Delta, see, some people will say, no, the Mississippi made this, but not really. What the problem is that people keep thinking that water did this. Water just happens to be there now because it's the lowest place for water. But you could tell that this was here. Okay, you have a river. You can't have reoccurring patterns of a river if it was made by gravity, because it's too random. And these are related, and they just happen to have water filling in the features, and this happens all around the planet. These same features fill up with water in other areas, and people assume that. So like the greatest river systems that are around the world are related to this, no matter what. All of them. It doesn't matter if it's the Amazon, Mississippi, or the Nile River. They're all related to this. And they weren't made by the water. Water just happens to be there because it's a feature that water can accumulate in. So people, it's like we're looking at this planet backwards, and because of that we can't see it correctly. But see, okay, now I'm trying to. So you can see that, as a matter of fact, all water systems, even the Great Lakes, is going to be related to this area. You can kind of see that eye thing. This is what I rely on for guiding me through this mess. But you can see the angles starting to match up with that. The curvature here. See? And you got this, I'm sure, either rotates in to fit, but you could start seeing that, yeah, if this rotated, this is also, yeah, the process of rotation. I can see that in the features. You could, the way everything's arched. So that's my point there. The features keep coming in from, see how things keep, there's that eye thing. Everything backs into here is basically what I'm showing you, is the reverse. You know how they claim that, they've proved the Big Bang? Because if you back up all the galaxies and stars, they go to a single point. Well, that's what's happening on this planet. And then, even though this is over here and fitting and stuff, this right here, look. See, I'm not even lying. I wouldn't be able to choreograph this like this unless it was true. Look at the arching here. See how it fits into here? It looks like it needs to rotate a hair, but let me see what it looks like without rotation. You can actually tell that, as a matter of fact, you can tell that this is a recurring pattern, or this is a recurring pattern of this. You can just tell it in the shapes. So if this fits around here, if I rotate it, it should also fit around here. But see, like that. See how it fits in there? And this triangle looks like it fits up in here too at one point. Right there. And then look. You can kind of see what's going to happen here. It's going to rotate. And it fits right into here. Look. Yellowstone Park. Amazon discharge. You can tell it even flips around because of this arch right here. See that? Here's our triangle eye thing lineup. For some reason I can pick that thing out of a crowd like no problem. Let me darken it. See? And then what happens when I do this? See the alignment? You can even tell that this rotates and fits into there. See? There's the Birkeland current that fits right into the basin of California. Notice that it is the same width as the spread here. And see, just this upper area is a reoccurring pattern of this lower area. So I'm not really looking at that one yet. I'm only concerned with this area. See how that pointed piece? And you know what's funny about that? Because I recognize this as this rotated from here. This is that eye. See how, and then it pulls away. You can see that. Look at the Amazon River, how it follows the features here. As a matter of fact, it follows it so well see how that fits right into that perfect. This reminds me of a fractal. What it also reminds me, makes me think, is that makes me think of stuff rotating out of the Gulf of Mexico. Now I know people are thinking, well, there's a bottom on, it doesn't go all the way to the center of the Earth, but I keep telling people that these are layers. These are layers that are being pulled apart. So there'll be another area similar to this, but that sits underneath, that's deeper. And you see what I'm saying? And somewhere on this planet, what I believe there is there's a tunnel that's going to be the deepest part of this, because I believe this would go from, if it's the case, wouldn't it go from bigger to smaller? And so the tunnel should be smaller, probably about that size in diameter. That's my hypothesis based upon what I see in these recurring patterns. Just in case Grasp on Reality's watching, he needs to learn what a hypothesis is and what evidence is. He doesn't understand the difference. But that's okay, I'm here to teach him. He's getting lessons. Anyway, so I don't know, I think this is it for right now. I'm not sure what's going on. There's so much more. This is going to take so many videos to do. But you can see that here's some evidence, here's some information that nobody has. If you're a geologist or a student or whatever, you don't know any of this, and because you guys don't teach it. Because plate tectonics cannot be supported by this, but yet these alignments are real, and that they're evidence. They're evidence. You can't have that many alignments by coincidence. Because there's a thing, where you can have really awesome evidence, one piece, or you could have average evidence and a lot of it. They still add up. They accumulate and add up, and these are a lot of good evidences that add up together and make a case. Well, a case that I believe is going to throw plate tectonics, and I don't think there's a thing plate tectonics can do to stop this, except for pretend it doesn't exist. And how well does that work for an ostrich, right? When they hide their head in the sand from a lion, yeah, it doesn't end well for them.